Hello everyone and welcome to Shifting Gears, and first of all wishing you a very happy new year. This is our first review of 2024 and this is the Kia Sonet facelift. हम चला रहे हैं Kia Sonet का सबसे expensive variant. This is the Kia Sonet with the turbo petrol engine in its X-Line avatar, and this is the 7-speed dual clutch automatic variant which we have with us today. हमने दो अलग वीडियोस और अपलोड किए हैं, वन फॉर द एक्सटीरियर डिज़ाइन ऑफ दिस कार, वन फॉर द इंटीरियर कंफर्ट, स्पेस, फीचर्स एंड जस्ट अबाउट एवरीथिंग ऑन द इनसाइड ऑफ दिस व्हीकल. और ये जो वीडियो है इसमें हम फोकस करेंगे इस किया सोनेट फेसलिफ्ट के ड्राइवेबिलिटी के बारे में. हाउ गुड डज इट फील फ्रॉम बिहाइंड द व्हील. ये जो किया सोनेट फेसलिफ्ट है, अभी इसके साथ आपको लेवल 1 ADAS फीचर्स भी मिलते हैं. So it is getting a bit more safer as well for you. So you will get that assistance जब आप इस गाड़ी को चलाने वाले हो, and you know it will keep you a little bit more stress free. तो चलिए सबसे पहले बात करते हैं इस गाड़ी के engine specifications के बारे में, and then let's get on with this drive review. जो वेरिएंट अभी हम चला रहे हैं, this is powered by the SmartStream G 1.0 TGDI turbocharged petrol engine. This is a 998cc engine और ये बनाती है 88 किलोवाट्स की मैक्स पावर एंड 172 न्यूटन मीटर्स ऑफ मैक्स टॉर्क. इस इंजन के साथ आपको या तो एक 6 स्पीड का IMT ट्रांसमिशन मिलेगा या जो हम चला रहे हैं द 7 स्पीड DCT ड्यूअल क्लच ऑटोमेटिक गियरबॉक्स का ऑप्शन मिलेगा. You also have a 1.2 liter petrol producing 61 kilowatts of power and 115 newton meters of torque, and you also have the 1.5 liter CRDI diesel motor producing 85 kilowatts of power and 250 newton meters of torque. So there are a lot of engine and gearbox options and combinations available for you with this Kia Sonet facelift. Now that you know the specs, mileage की भी बात कर लेते हैं. अगर आप इस गाड़ी के बेस वेरिएंट्स खरीदते हो, उसके साथ आपको मिलने वाला है 18.83 kmpl का माइलेज विद द 5 स्पीड मैनुअल. अगर आप ये टर्बो पेट्रोल ऑप्शन खरीदते हो, उसके साथ आपको 18.7 kmpl का माइलेज मिलेगा विद द IMT गियरबॉक्स एंड 19.2 kmpl विद दिस वेरिएंट विच वी आर ड्राइविंग टुडे, द 7 स्पीड DCT. अगर आप इस गाड़ी का टर्बो डीजल इंजन ऑप्शन खरीदते हो, उसके साथ आपको माइलेज मिलेगा 22.3 kmpl with the 6-speed IMT and with the 6-speed torque converter conventional automatic आपको 18.6 kmpl का माइलेज मिलेगा. Now that you know the basics, चलिए ड्राइव रिव्यू पे फोकस करते हैं. सबसे पहले let me tell you, this Kia Sonet is a 2-wheel drive, front wheel drive, sub 4 meter compact SUV. This is not a proper 4x4 SUV as you might be aware. लेकिन अगर किसी को लग रहा होगा that this is similarly priced to the Jimny is a completely different vehicle. That is an off-road focused SUV. This is an SUV by appearance and practicality and design. तो अभी बात करते हैं इस गाड़ी के ड्राइविंग मोड्स के बारे में. आपको 3 ड्राइव मोड्स मिलते हैं, इको, नॉर्मल एंड स्पोर्ट, एंड यू कैन टॉगल बिटवीन दोज मोड्स with the help of this button on this console in front of the gear lever. It is very easy to switch between these modes, and even if you have your throttle pinned, throttle press करते हुए भी आप ये modes जो हैं इन्हें change कर पाओगे. Of course it is self-explanatory. Eco mode is going to focus more on efficiency, normal mode is your default mode, and then you have sport mode जहाँ पे the engine will hold on to the gearbox for a longer time to deliver better performance, to deliver enthusiastic performance. इसके अलावा आपको 3 ट्रैक्शन कंट्रोल मोड्स भी मिलते हैं एंड दे इंक्लूड स्नो, मड एंड सैंड. तो ये 3 ट्रैक्शन कंट्रोल मोड्स आपको इस गाड़ी के साथ मिलते हैं जस्ट इन केस अगर आप किसी ट्रिकी सिचुएशन में फंस जाते हो, यू कैन यूज दैट टू गेट आउट ऑफ दैट सिचुएशन. या अगर आप लेह लद्दाख या मनाली या किसी ऐसे जगह पे इस गाड़ी को चलाने वाले हो वेयर द रोड सर्फेस इज नॉट रियली आइडियल, यू कैन प्ले अराउंड विद दीज engine drive modes and these traction control modes to drive your Kia Sonet safely and confidently. So that is all that you get. इसके अलावा ये जो गियर स्टिक है, इसके साथ आपको टिप्ट्रॉनिक फंक्शनैलिटी मिलती है. So right now I am in D mode, but if I want to take manual control over the engine and gearbox, all I have to do is just push the gear stick to the right hand side, and now to downshift I have to push it down, and to upshift I have to push it up. Very simple. यहाँ पे आपको और कुछ भी नहीं करना है. And if you want to go back to standard D mode again, just push it back to the left and you will be in your normal automatic drive mode. इसके अलावा अगर आपको और बेहतर कंट्रोल और फील और फीडबैक चाहिए over the engine and gearbox, you can make use of these paddle shifters on the steering wheel. They are ideally placed and they are of reasonable size. So, just in case you are feeling enthusiastic, you can make use of these paddles and, drive your car better if you think that is something that you want to do. Otherwise, what I prefer usually is just slot it in D mode and keep it in sport mode and it does everything by itself. मुझे ज़्यादा सोचने की ज़रूरत नहीं है which gear I should engage at a particular speed and what not. So that is that. लेकिन अगर आप इस गाड़ी को मैनुअल मोड में चलाना चाहते हो, let us try that. So I'm going to slot it in sport mode, which I consider to be this Tiptronic functionality, and I am in sport drive mode as well. Alright, so if I come to a halt right now, by the way, अगर आप इस तरह से इस Tiptronic मोड में इस गाड़ी को चलाना चाहते हो, the drive mode is default sport. यहाँ पे आप कोई भी चेंज नहीं कर पाओगे. लेकिन अगर आप मैनुअल कंट्रोल लेना चाहते हो over the engine and gearbox, let me demonstrate that to you. Let me pull over and check this out. If I come to a standstill, I am in eco mode right now. लेकिन जब मैं इस gear stick को push करता हूँ for Tiptronic functionality, it has now moved to the sport mode animation. Eco mode वहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है, but it is now disengaged because it is not, brightly lit. So right now it is in sport mode and I'm only going to accelerate from a standstill and let's check out the performance and you try to listen to the engine, the amount of NVH that this vehicle is managing. So now in 3, 2, 1, full pedal to the metal, some wheel spin as you might have heard, and listen to the engine. It is upshifting over 6000 RPM and जब आप इस तरह से इस गाड़ी को तेज चलाने वाले हो, let me tell you that in fourth gear itself you would be over 100 kilometers per hour. As you noticed, मैंने स्पोर्ट मोड एंगेज किया था, मैंने टिप्ट्रॉनिक फंक्शनैलिटी पे इस गाड़ी को सेट किया था, which means that I could have taken manual control over the gearbox, making use of this stick. लेकिन फिर भी the car was upshifting by itself. मुझे मैन्युअली गियर चेंजेस करने नहीं पड़े. So ऐसा ज़रूरी नहीं है that if you get into manual mode and if you are not attentive and if you forget to upshift or downshift, the engine is going to stall or the vehicle will just slow down or not, keep building up momentum. If the car senses that you are demanding more speed, more power, more progress, it will upshift and you will move to the next gear so that you keep driving in a progressive manner. Let me demonstrate that to you one more time. So I will again pull over to the shoulder once I see a safe spot. We are driving this car in Bhopal, by the way. This is our first time in Bhopal. And this is my first time behind the wheel of this 2024 Kia Sonet Facelift. So let us come to a complete standstill. I am still in Tiptronic functionality, by the way. I am not going to make use of any manual intervention for the gearbox. And now in 3, 2, 1, full pedal to the metal. Nice punchy performance. It might not be very thrilling because, of course, after all, this is a 1 liter 3-cylinder motor. People just drive in the center of the lane. I don't know why, they are idiots. And when you are driving it hard and fast, इतना आपको engine का आवाज cabin में सुनाई देगा. And this is not bad. This will keep you engaged जब आप ज़्यादा तेज गाड़ी चलाना चाहते हो. But then, if you move back to being a sedate driver, अगर आप ज़्यादा hard accelerate नहीं करते हो, say for example you are back to eco mode, तभी at 70 kilometers per hour, the cabin is nice and quiet. At 70, it is already in 7th gear. If you want to accelerate a slow moving car, you can do that very easily even in eco mode. Gear drop भी नहीं हुआ था, so there is enough poke even in the higher gears for overtaking maneuvers, and at 80 kilometers per hour the cabin is nice and quiet. NVH package की अगर बात करें तो overall the cabin insulation is fantastic. It is only when you are in the higher rev band, just because this is a 3-cylinder engine, आपको वो थोड़ा coarseness cabin के अंदर सुनाई देगा, but then there is nothing you can do about it. If you are starting this car on a cold day, शुरू में you will feel that thrum of the 3-cylinder motor, but then it goes away very soon, and AC ऑन करने के बाद या म्यूजिक ऑन रखने के साथ आपको इंजन का आवाज कैबिन में डिस्टर्ब नहीं करने वाला है. सो ओवरऑल इन द एनवीएच डिपार्टमेंट ये जो Kia Sonet फेसलिफ्ट है with this turbo petrol engine, it is a nice and refined product. The engine is also nice and refined. Gearbox की अगर बात करें तो ये जो 7-speed dual clutch automatic unit आपको मिल रहा है, the gear shifts are nice and smooth. The gear shifts are fast as well. Let me demonstrate that to you with the paddle shifters. So I am going to switch back to the Tiptronic functionality, which is the manual functionality. आप by the way normal D mode में भी paddle shifters का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हो, just for your information. So downshifting, and listen to the engine. I am at 80 kilometers per hour in 4th gear. If I downshift, I can go to 3rd gear. Listen to the engine, and as soon as I give an upshift prompt, it is fast enough to shift gears. You can see that sudden drop in that rev counter, and it feels very nice when you look at it. And say for example ऐसे situation में अगर आप gears drop करते हो preparing for an overtaking maneuver, once you are aware of the meat of the power band, you can make proper control, proper use of these paddle shifters so that you sprint hard if you want to sprint hard when overtaking a slow moving vehicle out on the highway. So ये जो paddle shifters हैं, I think they would be more useful at times when you are preparing for an overtake. So it just works flawlessly. Head nod की बात कर लेते हैं. This is a dual clutch automatic, so let us check out if it is comfortable or not. I'm going to downshift to 2nd gear and check this out. Accelerating, making an upshift prompt. You do feel the gear change because you can hear it audibly, but there is no head nod. The gear shift transition is very smooth. बिल्कुल भी jerky gear transition नहीं है. So इसके वजह से भी if you are a driver who drives in the fast and furious way, if you always enjoy fast acceleration, if you love your right foot flat on the metal on the floor, if you drive pedal to the metal, this Kia Sonet with this gearbox, it will not annoy you, it will not feel jerky at all. So even though it is sporty, it is comfortable enough. Right now, check it out. We are entering the city of Bhopal and we are at crawling speeds, typical city speeds. This is how you would be driving your car most of the time, not like how you saw till now. So ऐसे situation में जब मैं crawl कर रहा हूँ इस Sonet facelift के साथ, the speed is under 10 kilometers per hour and it is maintaining 2nd gear. Right now when the speed dropped to close to standstill, it was still in 2nd gear. 1st gear गाड़ी ने engage भी नहीं किया, not even once. And while I'm crawling, it is simulating and switching between 2nd and 3rd gear only. So there is decent torque and the gearing is such that the 1st gear is not necessary unless you come to a complete standstill. Let us check that out as well. So consider this, अगर मैं एक standstill पे आ रहा हूँ, say for example I am driving up to a signal, when I stop, अभी गाड़ी ने 1st gear engage किया है. As soon as I release the brake pedal, it has started to crawl and there is no auto hold functionality over here because इस गाड़ी के साथ आपको एक conventional hand brake मिलता है. You do not get an electric park brake, so no auto hold. So as soon as you will release the brake, the car will start crawling, and that crawl is also not jerky. Let me show that to you. So if I come to a standstill again, and now after I have stopped, जब मैं ब्रेक रिलीज करता हूँ, very nicely, gently and progressively it starts crawling. But when it does that, आपको 3 सिलेंडर नेचर जो है, वो थ्रम जो है, वो जरूर फील होगा. इट इज नॉट टू मच ऑफ अ वाइब्रेशन, बट यू विल फील दैट पल्सेशन. इस सोनेट फेसलिफ्ट के साथ आपको एक फुल डिजिटल स्पीडोमीटर क्लस्टर मिल रहा है, एंड फॉर एडेड सेफ्टी आपको ये ब्लाइंड स्पॉट असिस्टेंस भी मिलता है ऑन द स्पीडोमीटर क्लस्टर. सो अगर आप लेफ्ट इंडिकेटर दे देते हो तो 360 डिग्री कैमरा सपोर्ट की वजह से लेफ्ट विंग मिरर पे जो कैमरा है उसकी फीड आपको यहाँ पे डिस्प्ले पे दिखाई देगी, ऑन द स्पीडोमीटर दिखाई देगी. एंड सिमिलरली फॉर द राइट साइड इंडिकेटर एज वेल, राइट मिरर के साथ जो आपको कैमरा मिलता है उसकी फीड आपको यहाँ पे दिखाई देगी. इफ ऑन द गो यू वांट टू जस्ट हैव द व्यू फ्रॉम द कैमराज, यहाँ पे एक बटन दिया गया है, प्रेस दिस एंड यू विल हैव योर rear camera view showed to you and you can simply switch it off whenever you want. Steering wheel की अभी बात करते हैं, since we are driving slowly and we have a lot of time to kill because people are driving very slowly here in Bhopal. So steering wheel feels nice and light at city speeds, and also out on the highway it doesn't weigh up too much to the point that you have to put in a lot of effort. I won't say that it is the most feel and feedback rich, but it is not dead and vague like some Maruti Suzuki vehicles for sure. It feels connected enough. और अगर आप ज़्यादा तेज़ गाड़ी चलाते हो, if you are at 100 kilometers per hour or 120 kilometers per hour out on the motorways, out on freeways, this steering wheel is reasonably confidence inspiring. I have no problems with it. इसके बाद बात करते हैं ब्रेक्स के बारे में. इस गाड़ी के साथ आपको all 4 डिस्क ब्रेक्स दिए गए हैं, एंड द ब्रेकिंग बाइट हैज़ इम्प्रूव्ड कंपेयर टू द प्रीवियस वर्जन्स, जहाँ पे जिन वेरिएंट्स में आपको ये all 4 डिस्क ब्रेक्स नहीं मिलते थे. Of course, this is going to result in a shorter stopping distance and also a more confidence inspiring brake bite. लेकिन ऐसा नहीं है that the brake bite is too sharp. Right now when I'm feathering the brake, it is not too sharp. Initial bite जो है वो natural ही feel होती है. So ऐसा नहीं है that you will have to adapt your right foot to something else, something different just because your vehicle now has all 4 disc brakes. So braking performance is also adequate and it is confidence inspiring. If you want to drop the anchors from high speeds, you can do that confidently. अगला पॉइंट है सस्पेंशन सेटअप का एंड राइड क्वालिटी. ऑन द हाईवे द Kia Sonet facelift stays nice and flat. वर्टिकल मूवमेंट बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. सस्पेंशन ट्यून में थोड़ा सा स्पोर्टी एज ज्यादा है. इट इज नॉट टू कंफर्ट ओरिएंटेड टू द पॉइंट दैट इट विल फील बाउंसी, एंड बिकॉज ऑफ दैट देन जब आप ज़्यादा शार्प खड्डों पे से इस गाड़ी को चला लोगे तो थोड़े बहुत थर्ड्स आपको सुनाई देंगे और फील भी होंगे. 16 इंच के व्हील्स का ये गाड़ी इस्तेमाल करती है. सो यू हैव टू बी केयरफुल व्हेन यू आर ड्राइविंग ओवर रियली बिग पॉटहोल्स, बिकॉज अदरवाइज you can damage your tires and also the rim. So you don't want to do that because everything is expensive. But then otherwise the ride quality is comfortable for you and your family. Nobody is going to complain about it. And to keep you comfortable, especially in the front cabin, आपको ventilated seat functionality भी मिलती है. You have these 2 buttons over here, 3 levels of ventilation for both the front seats. No heating functionality, only cooling functionality. But who needs heating here in India? We get that for free. Driving feel overall is very good. It is very positive. The Kia Sonet feels like a proper premium compact SUV. इस सेगमेंट में अगर आप इस गाड़ी को कंपेयर करने वाले हो with the Mahindra XUV300, the Hyundai Venue and the Tata Nexon, it only comes close to the Hyundai Venue because Hyundai and Kia, both of them, they are offering you the best of experience inside the cabin. You have the best of engine and transmission options, and both of these cars are loaded to the gills with features, all the latest features. But in my opinion, Kia Sonet की डिज़ाइन मुझे Hyundai Venue से थोड़ी ज़्यादा पसंद आती है. Hyundai के recent designs थोड़े ज़्यादा polarizing हो चुके हैं, but then that is my personal opinion. Some people might think that with the facelift, the Kia Sonet might not be good looking. So that is subjective, that is personal preference. By the way, check this out. इस गाड़ी के साथ आपको front parking sensors भी मिल रहे हैं. So at crawling speeds, you might have noticed that it is ensuring that I am maintaining a safe distance from the vehicle ahead. और फ्रंट कैमरा की फीड भी यहाँ पे ऑटोमेटिकली एक्टिवेट हो चुकी थी. मैंने इसे शुरू नहीं किया है. सो ऑल ऑफ दीज फीचर्स आर गोइंग टू एंश्योर दैट यू ड्राइव योर कार सेफली. अगर ये आपकी पहली कार भी है, ऑल ऑफ दीज फीचर्स आर रियली गोइंग टू हेल्प यू. अगर आप कोई ड्यूअल क्लच ऑटोमेटिक गियरबॉक्स इक्विप्ड गाड़ी खरीदने वाले हो, लेट मी टेल यू, इफ यू आर एट अ स्टैंड स्टिल, गो बैक टू न्यूट्रल. अगर आप एक सिग्नल पे रुके हुए हो, एंगेज न्यूट्रल. don't stay in drive mode all the time अगर सिग्नल ज़्यादा लंबा है और if you are going to be waiting for a long time, all you're going to do is heat up the gearbox. काफ़ी लोगों को ऐसा लगता है उन्होंने एक ऑटोमेटिक गाड़ी खरीद ली है, वो ड्राइव मोड में ही ऑल द टाइम रहने वाले हैं. That is not how you do it. That is not what the gearbox is supposed to do. It is supposed to offer you convenience, which it does when you are driving the vehicle at a standstill. Go to neutral. You will ensure that your gearbox also has a long life and you don't face any reliability concerns. Ergonomics के डिपार्टमेंट में everything is spot on. All the buttons are of large size. All the buttons are easily in your reach. और ये जो बड़ा टच स्क्रीन इंफोटेनमेंट है, इसके सभी कॉर्नर्स को भी आप आसानी से रीच कर पाओगे फ्रॉम द ड्राइवर सीट. ये जो ड्राइविंग सीट है, इसे आप आगे पीछे इलेक्ट्रिकली एडजस्ट कर सकते हो. सीट बैक एंगल को भी आप इलेक्ट्रिकली एडजस्ट कर सकते हो, लेकिन हाइट जो है वो मैन्युअली एडजस्टेबल है. मेरी हाइट है 5 फीट 8 इंचेस. दिस इज द अमाउंट ऑफ हेडरूम दैट इज अवेलेबल. मैं बैठा हूँ एट द लोएस्ट सीट हाइट एंड आई स्टिल हैव अ वेरी गुड कमांडिंग व्यू जब मैं इस सोनेट एसयूवी को चला रहा हूँ. ये जो एक्सटेंडेड पार्ट आपको दिख रहा है इस डैशबोर्ड का, ये जो कनेक्टेड पीस है फॉर योर infotainment and for your speedometer cluster, it doesn't hinder your visibility at all. And ऐसा नहीं है that it is coming in the way जब आप इस गाड़ी को चलाने वाले हो. It is not eating up your visibility. So even if you are a shorter driver, just elevate your driver seat and you will get a good view. So overall guys, I think this Kia Sonet facelift is a fantastic product in the segment. It always was feature loaded. It is now even more feature loaded. Looks are subjective, so you let us know if you like the looks or not. But in terms of driving feel, in terms of cabin feel, in terms of, feeling like you have paid the right price for the product, the cabin does make you feel like that. And the drivability and the feel from behind the wheel is also quite good. मेरे हिसाब से मैं ये गाड़ी ज़रूर recommend करूँगा if at all someone asks me about a compact SUV. But what is your opinion? You let us know in the comments below. Performance also from this 1 liter turbo petrol motor, it is good enough and it is punchy enough. तो अगर आप गाड़ी ज़्यादा तेज़ चलाते हो, I would recommend that you get this particular variant. अगर आप गाड़ी economically चलाते हो, I would still strongly recommend you get the diesel powertrain because A, it is very efficient, B, it is very refined, and then you have an option of an IMT, a clutchless manual or a conventional torque converter automatic. अगर मुझे Kia Sonet खरीदनी होती, I would have purchased that particular variant, the torque converter diesel automatic and in the top of the line trim. See you soon in another video. Let me know what is your opinion. Ask me if you have any other queries about this car and I will try my best to help you out. Till next time, subscribe कीजिए Shifting Gears के चैनल को, press that bell icon. Always drive safe, and if you are in a new city, ensure that you are safe. You take all the necessary precautions because you don't know the law of the land. See you soon.